What's up, guys? We're going into Yu-Gi-Oh! Show episode 6. Wow, we're back again, and this is going to be a pretty awesome week because we've got a lot of epic things to talk about. So, let's start off with our question straight away. Okay, Haj, Sammy, look. Would you rather never use a computer again or never have internet? Also, when I say never use a computer, this also includes laptops. So you can't have anything bigger than a phone, basically. So you can't have a tablet, you can't have a laptop, you can't have a notebook, you can't have a desktop. None of that.
Wait, so internet only on your phone?
Yeah. So if only on your phone. Okay. So never have a computer again or never have internet.
I think that in the age we live in, it's fucking impossible to live without internet. To be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit mad if you don't.
Wow. Nah, you gotta have the biggest iPhone and your internet because that's
Like, come on, the days are gone where I can sit and play 3D pinball for like days on end. I can't do that nowadays, man. I go crazy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You got all your legal documents are all on the internet, all on your email, logging
exactly.
in.
You know what? That's I can't lie. I didn't even think of it past video games. I didn't even think of the work aspect.
Exactly, this is that. Like, you can't even. There's no social media. There's nothing. There's no YouTube, Simeon. What are you gonna do? Who are you going to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Against? AI. Have fun.
I'm not going to lie, Haji. Actually, just with that one sentence about YouTube, you actually just swayed. YouTube's
a big part of my life, man. Fuck.
No, YouTube. I even pay for YouTube Premium. Nah, yeah, actually, I'm on the side. Yeah, I need internet. Oh, that's going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, wow.
Yeah, but the phone's big, though. If you're allowing the iPhone Plus, it's okay, isn't it? It's almost an iPad. Almost.
Oh gosh, okay, so all on the side of never having internet. Gosh, that would be so mad. I'd hate it, but I guess that's what we're all gonna have to rock with. Not having a PC again, but okay, no problem. Let's go into our first topic this week, and there's been a lot of new releases, so we're just gonna kind of run through all of the releases. So the first one that I want to talk about is Carpiponica, Mystical Beast of the Forest. So I thought this card was really interesting. Its effect is, if it's sent from the hand to the graveyard, target 2 other monsters of different types from each other, beast, beast warrior, winged beast, insect, or plant in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, and if you do special summon this card, then if you normal special summon this card, add 1 mystical beast of the forest or mystical spirit of the forest monster from your deck to your hand, except Carpiponica, mystical beast of the forest. So it's quite an interesting card. I feel like it actually does help kind of those kind of plant and earth decks a lot. So I was quite surprised by it. Like it's surprisingly good in my opinion. What are you guys' thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah,
definitely. One thing that's nice about those decks as well is they do have a little bit of combo potential already, especially plant decks. They already have a bit of combo potential, so that's definitely going to go quite nicely with them. And this is Dawn of Majesty as well, so it's not too far off in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, while we're here, should we be talking about the Retort Fusion?
Retort Fusion, yes.
That's what. Yeah, so it's the new
might as well talk about
instant fusion for non-effects. I'm excited for that.
Yeah. It's the perfect nerf, really, because it was the effects that was getting all the instant fusion hitting it. Thousand Eyes, Millennium Eyes.
Yeah, Millennium Eyes was quite a big one, remember?
And if I'm correct, I think Sea Monster Theseus is a non-effect. So that's the tune fusion, and it's a non-effect, which makes me happy because that's probably one of at least with Despots, that's probably one of their best targets. So you've still got access to that. But yeah, it's a good extender. It's definitely a good extender. It is quite sad, though. I do agree. We're probably not going to be seeing any. We're probably not going to be seeing any dark. We're not going to be seeing any instant fusion for much longer. But I've just realised something as well. The fusion monster they're releasing with this is Fairy Fusion Tuner and Dark.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
Right, Konami, they're really working for me right now with all of these dark fairies. I understand that. I saw some people in the Dark Lord Discord talking about how are you going to start using Halka.
Yeah, I know you're over the moon about this stuff, Simeon.
Now I'm really happy. Instant fusion can piss off. I didn't care.
I got a question.
What's up?
Why do you think instant fusion is getting banned?
Honestly, I don't know. It's not doing anything insanely busted right now, so no idea. Do you have any idea, Hodge?
Mm, not that I can think of, no.
It's a
I
good
think it
card,
might sit
but
at
yeah.
one. It might sit at one, but then again, with
Oh,
this, maybe that's too many extenders for one
yeah,
deck. We'll never ban.
yeah. So yeah, like, that's the thing. I think it's getting banned just because this is coming out, but I don't know why they would want to ban it. Yeah, just because I don't see any reason for them to release this while Instant Fusion's there, and you know how Konami likes to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, look.
Some
Well,
people were
no, it's
saying,
never going back
like,
to
indirect
full
tenure support
thing.
with this, thingy as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
a
Big
great
buff for
secondary
them.
starter, yeah, a nice little extra starter for 10 year. Yep, they would love this. And also, a level 2 tuner
Yeah.
is better than a level 5 tuner. So there's just going to be, in general, a lot of decks that are going to prefer having this
Oh,
to
yeah,
someone
because
that's
before this it was like
tuner.
everyone was just going into Formula Synchron, even though that wasn't even that easy to do.
Yeah, so this is definitely a good card. I can see myself running this in a lot of different decks.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I hope it ain't expensive though. If they're gonna print this as another secret,
At least like, have it as an
I'm
Ultra,
still gonna
maybe, or
say,
something like that.
you guys know who we're playing for. This
Yeah,
is
that's true. I mean,
this
they're
is
gonna make everything
nah,
secrets and like prismatics and starlights. Watch the whole thing.
yeah.
you're
Now
right.
if real talk, if you want to enjoy this game, yeah, don't play it IRL now. Just
Yeah,
play it so you can
Literally,
get the
yeah.
full
There's no
card
point
for
playing IRL.
pound.
There really isn't.
Nah,
there
'cause
isn't. I
you'll
agree with
just
that.
make biased decisions, innit?
Mm.
Yeah, that's oh
You know
my
what I
gosh, the
mean?
amount of money I wasted on cards when I was in uni.
Yeah.
It weren't worth it. It's the thing is,
And then you,
if you're what I
If
would say is
YCS is up and
very
running properly, if YCS is like physically running calm, and then different. But
oh
it's just
actually.
not gonna be for a while, like properly. I don't know.
So we're actually going to leave this topic temporarily just to talk about that. Actually, so Konami did announce, obviously, that they want to do a remote duel YCS. What do you think about that, guys? Oh
yeah,
my
that's a
gosh,
bit
did you guys see
crazy,
the
man.
announcement? Yeah.
Mm.
So
Thing is, as well, because it's a YCS, people are gonna be cheating left, right.
100%.
it's going to
How do
be
you try? How do you track that? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Nah, they're
literally.
gonna go mad on that.
That's
Yeah,
very brave.
it's quite exciting. So it's funny. I think they've deleted the tweet now, but I am on the Reddit thread right now. Yeah, where they said remote duel YCS confirmed, which also says a second thing. If they're doing a remote duel YCS, that means it's very likely that they're not looking at enabling organized play for even longer because they already still said organized play can't come back until
Yeah.
after the 30th. They said it's still definitely banned till the 30th. So yeah, Konami is really leaning on this remote duel, and it's interesting to me how out of touch they are with reality.
Mm.
They really feel like
Yeah,
everyone's loving the remote duel.
And it's like, yeah, you're. I don't know what side of it you're looking at, but
I mean, on paper, remote duel is your best and only option, and
technically, yeah, no, I mean it is, but
Yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like it's technically your only option, but it's like if I was working for Konami, I would know what all of my customers, I would know what their best options are, both legal and illegal. It doesn't make sense to not know your best
yeah,
exactly. And
options.
it's like you could like do some sort of sponsor thing with EDO or Doodle Book. You know what I mean? You could make more money off that. Like I don't know.
People have been
absolutely,
saying
yeah.
that for
That because
ages.
the simulators exist, and
Yeah, I mean they could just
they're
even buy
making
the
that.
simulator out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, yeah, I would say that their best solution, and I don't know why they haven't done this already, is to just outsource it. Just charge a
Yeah.
slight licensing price, completely outsource the whole thing to the people doing Jordan Book or EDO or something like that,
Mm.
Yeah,
and they
there you
would be
go. That
fine.
does, man.
But I don't know. I think they have in their mind they have some sort of thought that this is going to steal people from Duel Links or something. Look, club it ain't
Oh
gonna
my
work. No one
Yeah,
cares about
god.
Duel
I think that's
Links.
what it is. It's
No one cares
conflict.
about Duel Links, man. It's just a nostalgia bait. It's hard nostalgia bait that game. The game's garbage.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
it's like schedules. They shouldn't release too many formats. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
they're weakening the quality of the game.
yeah.
yeah. That's the thing. It would make more sense to release loads of different platforms of the same format as opposed to releasing loads of different random formats that no one's playing. You've got Speed
Mm.
Duel, Rush
Yeah,
Duel, Duel Links, TCG, OCG, and then it's like, what's going on? Instead, just release one. It would be a lot better if they just had one global thing. Yeah, like you said, Sammy, where it's like everyone's on it as opposed to having your market split between a bunch of
Yeah.
different
yeah.
I'd
places.
love to play an OCG sometimes, man. I really would.
I
I
would as
mean,
well.
yeah,
Yeah.
trust me. This is
Well,
Konami as well. Yeah, they could make the most banging platform.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. They're really good. And it's sad because, again, I think I've said it so many times, Dueling Book and Edo Pro are crap. Like, they're not amazing, but it's just that they're the best options we have because there's nothing
Literally,
else.
yeah, that's all we have.
So it's like they could easily dominate the market, and we've seen the Duel Links app, even though it's kind of cluttery a little bit, for the most part, it's a pretty fun app. Like, I don't know if you guys have.
So still, yeah, I did play it. So it's still like an official Konami thing. So they have polished it. I mean,
yeah, there's a certain polish and niceness to it that just makes it easy to play. Dueling Book and Edo Pro can't even compete. I would pay. I mean,
after how long, Sim, the Dueling Book start to get like commands in there, like Mill 5 and stuff.
That's way too long.
It took way too long for that.
Like, how much would you guys pay for a paid like Duel Links but TCG? How much would you guys pay? Because me personally, I would
TCG and online, so basically EDO Pro but better.
I would pay up to £10 a month because I used to pay.
I would
for RuneScape. I'd pay up to 10.
I would.
Yeah, if they'd invest in the software development.
Because bear in mind, if every card is going to be free, then yeah, I would pay. Yeah, I would. Why not?
It looks like some 1990s solitaire or something. It's diabolical, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a shock, man. But anyway, we'll see what Konami does. I'm expecting that they have some sort of plan behind the scenes. I'm also expecting that the plan is bad. It will be the exact opposite of what we want. So it's just going to be interesting to see what Konami does. But let's go back to the new releases, and we had another pretty awesome release come out, which was Wolf Ray, the Stellar Wind Wolf. So and I feel like from now on this is going to be called Bad Nibiru. So the effect is you can only control one of these. Each time another monster's effect is activated, well, this card has less than 4,000 attack. This card gains 300 attack once per turn. If this card's attack is 4,000 or more, you can shuffle this card and all monsters your opponent controls into the deck. So this is a really interesting card. What do you think about this? I feel like there's only really one deck right now I can think that can really abuse this stock card. Which is
a lot of people are like really hyping this card up, but for me it does seem a bit slow.
Yeah.
So you can play around that quite easily. A lot of decks can.
Yeah. So I see this. Well, you carry on, Sammy. You carry on.
Well, I was just small comment. It's a bit of a niche, isn't it? We've got a lot of good extra cards that are not used.
Yeah. I would say that this card, it's only, that's what I say. Yeah. So Virtual World, I think it's good in that just because it's level 9, so easy to bring out, and Virtual World could actually bring this out, get it to close to 4,000, and then end the turn. They're one of the few decks I think that could do that very easily. The only thing is, comparatively, there are better locks that they could go into, like you said.
Yeah.
But it's like, one of the strengths of Nibiru obviously is going to be the fact that your opponent doesn't know you have Nibiru, so they're playing into it. No one's going to play into this on purpose. So chances are, if your opponent sees this, they just won't play into it because why would they? And nothing's stopping your opponent from just dropping in perm or something. I guess in that case it's also good because it's getting rid of an interaction from your opponent. But interesting card. I'm going to see if it does do anything. Right now, by the way, Dawn of Majesty is looking like one of the best sets for a while.
Definitely.
Another thing as well that was confirmed, I don't know if it was Dawn of Majesty, I think it was for Lightning Overdrive is these two. But Divine of the Heralds and the Drytronic Z's have been confirmed now for Lightning Overdrive, so we are going to be seeing that, which is really, really cool. Divine of the Heralds.
Gosh. Yeah, I think this happens every year though when we have good summer sets and stuff. But the other season sets are pretty awful.
Yeah, I remember. I feel like historically one of the best sets ever was Dual Power.
Dual Power was really, really good. Yeah,
the hype when Dual Power came out.
That was such a sick set, man.
Yeah, that was flipping insane.
I ended up buying like 6 boxes or some shit. I bought ridiculous amounts.
That was the first set I actually spent money on just because there was no card that I did not want in that.
Exactly. Every single card in the set was just, why not, man?
Good. We're happy that. Yeah, we thought it was a turnaround for Konami. Meanwhile, it wasn't. Then we had some sets after that just weren't so colourful. But then another new archetype, and this one, as a Dark Lord player, I'm super excited about, is Despia. And this archetype is a Dark Fairy fusion archetype. So guys, what do you think about this? Really, really, really cool archetype. I love the artwork, by the way.
Definitely.
What's the fusion do then?
So they have two fusions. The fusions aren't good in my opinion. The fusions are just battle focused. So they have Despian Quoritis. These are not localized yet, so we don't know what the actual names will be. The material is one Despia plus a light or dark. Yep. So during the main phase, quick attack, quick effect, change the attack of all face up monsters to 0, except level 8 or higher fusion monsters. And then if this card you control leaves the field by opponent's card effect, you can special summon Despia or Albash from your deck. Then its second effect is during the main phase, you can target one fusion, synchro, XYZ, or link monster in your opponent's graveyard, banish it or special summon it to your field. Now, what's interesting is you already know that in Dogmatica and stuff, they're not going to be properly summoning half of those. So this effect, in my opinion, becomes really crap because of that.
Yeah.
And then when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can inflict damage to them. So the fusions are not that good. Also, one is a light fiend. They're both light fiends, which is also not good typing. You want to be a dark fiend or you want to be a light fairy.
Yeah.
If you're the other type, you're usually screwed. So the fusions aren't good. But their field spell is really good. Their field spell, during your main phase, you can fusion summon one level 8 or higher fusion monster from your extra deck. Using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material, and then if a face-up non-fusion fairy monster you control is destroyed by battle or leaves the field by opponent's card effect, target a level 8 or higher fusion monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So that field spell's sick. It's really, really good for this deck, really, really good for Dark Lords. Just a better polarization with some recursion afterwards as well. They've got a quick play, but I'm not even going to read it because it's crap. But yeah. So yeah, it's a good archetype, and then you've got so they've got two level 1s, one level 4, one level 8. One of the level 1s, if you're it's just protection, and then it can special summon itself by triggering a fusion. Another one, if it's sent to the graveyard or banished by a card effect, you can it searches another Despia card, which basically means if you fusion summon with it, it will search it. Also, you can banish it from the graveyard and target a Stigmatica, spell a trap in your graveyard, set it to your field, which tells us two things. They're going to have more spells, they're going to have more traps. And then the level 4 searches Stigmatical spell or trap. If this one is sent to the graveyard by opponent's card effect, you can target an effect monster your opponent controls, special summon this card, negate that target's effect at the end of the turn. And the level 8, if it uses material for some sort of summon, you can if it's sent to the graveyard or banished as material for a summon, you can special summon it as well. So yeah, just recursive and they search stuff. So I'd say all of these are good cards. Yeah, and they're all Dark Fairies. So yeah, again in Dark Lords, I would say you're probably going to be running 3 of the Tragedy, which is 3 Tragedy, probably 1 or 2. Just I'll probably say 1, and probably 1 Dramaturgia. They're all just really good cards. It's going to be interesting to see what some people pull off with these cards in their Dark Lord variants, but it's really exciting. I'd say Konami releasing more Dark Fairies is always good because right now, again, it's like I said, it's a bad typing thing. You want to be a light fairy, you don't want to be a dark fairy.
Yeah.
The biggest weaknesses of Dark Lords because it means that they're locked out of a lot of good fairy support. But I cut off a bit. But we're gonna move on to our next topic. So just in general, by the way, So as for the new cards, I'm really excited for all the new cards to come out. It seems like Konami are doing quite a bit of work, which is nice. But our next topic is actually going to be who are our favorite Yugi tubers. So we've all got to pick 3 Yugi tubers that are our favorite.
Yeah. 3? Oof.
Our 3 favorite Yugi tubers.
Okay. I had one in mind already. Okay, let me think now.
Okay, so we'll start off with the first. I'll go with my first. So my first favorite YouTuber is gonna be Drew, DPO YGO.
His jokes. He is hilarious. I love him.
He's quite hilarious. Yeah, and his videos are actually quite useful. I like his opinions. He reminds me a bit of Yahtzee, but like his opinions on Yu-Gi-Oh cards are always quite strong and funny. He's quite a sick guy. So that's one of my favorites.
He's to the point as well, yeah.
Yeah, and he's also quite good with uploads. He tends to upload pretty much whenever a new card is released. He doesn't talk
always, and it's always like a short clip. Yeah. It's short and sweet, and he's got to the point, and he's funny and
very nice. Yeah, I like his videos.
He's very quick on it.
Watch his videos. Yeah, so that's probably going to be one of my first favorite. Hard Sammy, you guys got your first ones?
Yeah, I'll go with first. I'm gonna plug yourself.
Oh,
Fabs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Much love, bro.
Not enough subs to show for the concept, which you
You know
just
what?
bang out.
He's right, you know.
You got
I'll be,
thousands of decks.
yeah, I'm gonna be releasing an Orcust profile, Sammy, that you actually gave me the idea for, which is quite sick.
Oh,
It's
cool.
the Foolish Burial Goods. So yeah. Stay
Oh,
tuned,
cool,
guys.
cool. Two crescendo, of course.
Bro, it's sick. It's sick.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, but yeah, so that's coming out soon.
That's cool.
What about
Yeah.
you, Raj?
For me, it's Fafa.
Ooh, Farfa's
Fly.
down.
Yeah, he's very unique. He's just fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
He loves BA. I've spoken to him at YCS as well.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a cool guy, man.
he's quite cool. I think he's quite unique in the community as well. There's like other
Very.
jokesters in the community, but his kind of joke style and like meme kind of deal is just different to everyone else's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like really watching much. I used to definitely watch him, but you can see the growth he's got. He's got good influence on the community. Like it's a lot of people
Definitely.
watching.
Yeah, almost everyone, even if you don't know who Farfa is, you know of him. Like
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, he's hilarious. Okay, so for me,
He rebranded Glasgow Wodjo, do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah. So my second choice, Farfa might have been on my list as well, but I'm going to move away from Farfa just so I don't mention him again. And my second choice is actually going to be Team King of Games, 3 Stacks. 3 Stacks is sick. I think he's actually one of the best players in the community. He's just very underrated. He always has these very unique profiles, always is doing some sort of crazy nonsense with decks. He's got some sick Dark Lord profiles as well. I think. Do you guys know of 3 Stacks? Have you seen any of his videos?
I've seen, I think, one or two of his profiles.
Yeah. But I don't really know him by identity.
Do you know what's funny, Sammy? 3 Stacks reminds me of you. You guys are so similar.
Oh, what?
The way you guys play decks, you're so similar with the weird. Like both will do such random decks in your deck, but then they'll always work.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. No, 3 Stacks is definitely another YouTuber. Early on, when I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh, he was one of the only YouTubers I actually watched. I didn't really watch anyone else. But him, I still watch now. He's really sick. How about you guys? Second choice for you guys.
M. Cole, definitely.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He's been banging out good content for years. It's mature content, but when you love this game, you know you want to hear the facts about the economy.
He's always got the facts on point.
He started a market watch, didn't he? With you?
Yeah,
he did. That guy, I know this guy's like a millionaire. It's so
100%.
He's a millionaire, fully a millionaire. Every time I see him, I just gotta respect the hustle. I'm like, this guy, he'll have his little guys in the background just working, and he's like the CEO just sitting in the chair. What was the set that came out? And he I don't know, he bought like a ridiculous amount of boxes.
Didn't he? Yeah, he bought like a couple of cases. That was the gold. Was it gold stock? Or was it maximum gold?
He bought many pallets of the gold.
No. It was a set that had a starlight in it.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure. I think it was Phantom Rage, actually.
He buys pallets of all of them, you know.
Yeah, he went ridiculous.
This guy.
Yeah, he'll fill up his whole yard with them boxes.
He's
insane. He's insane.
6 dudes working in the background, just sorting through cards. Yeah. This guy is.
He knows that they'll inflate above what he pay.
Yeah, he's quite a beast. He's quite a beast. No, but MCO, he's a good one. I'm actually subbed to MCO as well, again, like you say, because of the facts. Pure hard facts. He's a good person to go to.
Some of them are annoying, to be honest, but he's not annoying to me
at all. Very very mature, very very mature.
Yeah.
Haj, what about you, bro? What's your?
Actually, I got a bit of a unique one. Actually, might even not be, but MST TV actually.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Very
I like
good
them.
Interface.
They're very informative as well.
You know,
I like a lot of their damage report things from ban lists and tournaments.
If I didn't know better, I would just assume that MST TV is like the Konami channel.
Do you know what I mean? They're basically the unofficial. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Very good quality.
When they put all the info on the screen,
yeah.
Well, they got Konami contracts quick, didn't they? You remember they were doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're solid.
For a while, they've been doing things for Konami.
Yeah, MST is a pretty solid choice. I like as well that they've kind of got the two sides to the channel as well. Like, so you've got Tom Box who's doing all of the kind of market watches and stuff, and then you've got the other guy that I always forget the name of, and then he sometimes does market watch where they talk about specific cards and stuff, and it's just I like that. It's almost like just two separate people running on the same channel, which is such a smart way to do it as well. But yeah, definitely, I'm a fan of MST as well.
Yeah, you know what? Probably one of their highlights is when they'll put like how to beat a certain deck, and it's just spot on. Like, I watched them; they were criticizing Virtual World how to attack it because when that hyped, that was a very very tough deck to break their board, like the double calamities or the trap, and there's not many cards in the game could handle that board to break it, and their video was good.
Yeah, that's the video they do every format. Or another video they do every format is like it's like that basically, yeah, where it's like they'll show the hand traps and what top decks each hand trap beats, and they always have this table, and that table is like my cheat sheet. Like I just know straight away like what hand traps I'm playing, what deck am I playing, does my deck struggle against this, and this deck? Well, those are the hand traps I'm playing. It's so sick and it's just so well laid out. Yeah, MST in terms of it being informative, they're up there. They're pretty sick. Yeah. Okay, so my third favorite, and this one actually, very very new. I didn't know of their deck before, of their channel before, but they're actually flipping hilarious, and it's Don Juan. I don't even know how to spell his name, but have you guys heard of this dude yet?
That does ring a bell. Hang on.
So can you guys see my screen, by the way?
Seeing as you're shouting him out, maybe you could holler him for a podcast soon.
I have. You know, look, there is almost no one.
All right, Joseph Rothschild, you better be awake. Okay, guys, good news. Dino Chad's awake.
Here you go. Am I spelling the Don Juan, the Don Yuan? I don't know how to say his name.
The Don one, basically.
Don Juan, yeah. That's it, yeah. But
the Don one.
He just makes he's like similar to Farf in that he's very memey. He's quite a hilarious dude.
No, just from his name, he's well branded. The Don one.
Yeah.
You can tell that the content you're talking about is.
Yeah. So this guy is he's quite he's quite cool, and I've been really enjoying his content. Yeah, he doesn't release videos often, but when he does,
no, he doesn't. It must be very good quality then.
Yeah. So he's probably one of my third favorite at the moment. Like I recently subscribed to him, and I've been enjoying his content a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Sammy, what about you guys? Who's your third gonna be?
Sammy, you going first? Or?
I probably would have said MST TV. I can't really think too many right now. Maybe I'll give a shout out to like Exaudia. Them ones, you know. There's one other channel like Exaudia. You know, there's a Spanish channel, is it? And they just do like
the replays.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
That's
yeah,
a good channel. They're good. If you want to see random combos on a deck, they're
always the first ones. Yeah, I've seen those.
Exaudia, Yu-Gi-Oh.
If I just type in YCS,
it is Exaudia, isn't it? I'm not
Yeah. It's El Exaudio del Duelista.
Why can't you find that? That's mad. They've got a lot of subs.
It's that one. They got bare stuff on there, dude.
Oh,
over 100k as well.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, very interesting. Very good.
See, they're
that big yet, but yeah, you're right. And their videos also have really, really good production quality. Like
definitely.
The editing and stuff at the end is quite good. It's another really good channel. One that I definitely like as well. Yeah.
That Scrap Raptor's gonna be crazy, man.
Honestly.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Right,
we're gonna do something to Orcus.
I'm gonna say MBT. I think I've started to watch him a lot more recently, and I think he's got like a very unique kind of like a bit of comedy, but he's quite informative with the stuff that he does, and I like the whole when he makes his own ban list. It's just funny to see what people come up with, like in a tournament. That shit cracks me up.
Quite cool. It's funny because I used to get him. I don't know if this is low-key racist or not, but I used to get him and Simo mixed up all the time. Yeah, literally, I used to get them mixed up. I was so confused, and eventually, I think I clocked that. Oh, they're just different. They actually are different people. But it's either him and Simo or him and Dazif. One of the two, I used to get mixed up, and I was like, "Who?"
It was probably Simo and Dazif. It's probably those two.
Oh, you know what though? there is an English player that I always see regionals that looks like Dizzy.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I know
What's his name?
exactly who you're
Alex or
talking about.
something? I can't
I have
quite
no idea what
remember.
his name is, but I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah,
It's funny, isn't it?
yeah,
I always see
yeah.
it like national ones. I think, oh, Dizzy came out. Oh no, it's
Literally,
it's
yeah,
just him. It's
yeah,
funny.
all the time. But yeah, so kind of onto that. What kind of content do we want to see more in the Yu-Gi tubing community? I feel like the Yu-Gi tubing community, at least in some respects, you occasionally have people doing new stuff, but for me, it feels a bit stale. So, what kind of content do
It
we want to
is.
see?
It's running out of ideas. Like there's only so much you can do in a pandemic. It's one of those things, isn't it?
That is really hamstringing us at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what else? What kind of videos and stuff? I know, like for me, for example, one thing that I want to see more of, which is why I even started, is podcasting. I feel like
Hundred
YouTube is such a
percent.
good thing for just discussion type and podcast videos, but we get the same kind of discussion videos is what bores me. Like I feel like back in the day, I think it was Farfa used to run a podcast, which was really really cool, and
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing that I would definitely want to see more of in the YouTube and community. I
Yeah.
think
It'd be nice to have it with like the big YouTubers as well, all in the same podcast. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
definitely.
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I think as well. Another problem as well is the fact that you can only look at so many profiles and stuff, and it's like when you're really getting into the
Yeah.
deck and stuff, that's useful. But the more useful things, at least for me, when I'm trying to get better at Yu-Gi-Oh, isn't just looking at loads of deck profiles and read and watching them. It's like, for example, reading books. Like when I read Road to the King, for example, by Patrick Coburn and stuff. That's where it's useful when you actually see the mentality of pro players. I feel like that's what really makes you get better, and so that's why something like a podcast will be more useful. Where it's like I can actually listen to a pro player and be like, "Why did you do that?" Not just kind of like what deck you're playing, but what decisions.
What does it do? Yeah. Like
Yeah, their profiles have been like that for too long, and it just
Yeah, they're
basic.
starting to get a bit
Yeah.
formulaic. Like I don't even like, not in a rude way, but it's like whenever someone releases like a really unique game profile, I don't even care anymore because I'm like, that's all well and good, but can it consistently win? And as it consistently wins, why is it consistently winning? Because it gets to the point now where it's like the top person who tops the tournament is now almost always innovating or doing something unique or playing the deck in a very good way, and it's always kind of like I want to be ahead of that curve. I don't want to be seeing afterwards. I don't want to see who.
yeah, everyone else is
the
just
top
playing the
yeah.
exact same thing.
Exactly. So it's like I don't want to see it afterwards. I want to know before how you're going to get that mentality. Yeah. I say,
Simeon, I've got a quick question.
Go for it, bro. Shoot.
You know, World Legacy's memory.
Well, like season memory, yes.
Yeah, you
That's
know you
the
can
best.
special gear switch from the deck.
Yep.
Have you ever tried? Can gear switch send crescendo from the deck?
It
I thought it was only a monster,
send
wasn't it?
Crescendo yet. It's
No.
only monster. Oh, actually, no. It can send spells.
No,
and
it's any
traps,
card,
but,
but can it send crescendo?
I'm not sure, but obviously you have the obvious disadvantage of that is that legacy memory will lock you into mech knights the rest of the turn.
Yeah, but if you use it in your end phase, send crescendo like.
That's true. Next
Yeah,
turn,
true.
I would say that it's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's definitely not terrible.
You get your Gisu back as well, like.
Yeah, that's true. So it's like you're getting a Gearsu out, you're sending a crescendo, and then you're going to get another one next turn. I think the only weakness I would say of that play is kind of like it's not doing anything on the turn that I'm playing. So even though it's a bit of advantage,
Yeah, it's
next
very
turn,
slow.
It's very slow. But yeah, World Legacy Memory would be a great card if it didn't lock you into just Mech Knights. It would be a great card. Well, it's a great card anyway, but it would be a better card for my deck if it didn't lock you into just Mech Knights. Unfortunately.
Oh, anyway, yeah, we can move on.
But Foolish Burial Goods, I mean, I'm playing three of Foolish Burial Goods in my Orcus build, so and that card's and Crescendo is my target. I was sending Crescendo or Babel. Then if I send Crescendo, next turn banishing, we'll send Babel, Barricade Wall Blocker, or using Babel's effect. Like so, it's that's a really good card to be honest for Orcus. Yeah, I'm really excited to see Orcus kind of take off. I think it's underrated at the moment, but there was a Reddit post actually about field spells that I'm going to read, and I think it's really interesting. So I'm going to read this out, guys, and you guys let me know what you think. So this is what someone said: a small rant on field spells. This might just be me, but I'm getting very annoyed at Konami printing road to field spells that serve more as an engine starter than a field spell. Meltdown, Fafnir, Light Stage, Resort, Union Hanger, and so many other recent ones have no business being a field spell rather than a continuous or normal spell, as they serve no impact on the field beyond being engine starters. Sure, the field spells I cited may have on-field effects, but that is hardly why they are or were run. Nobody played Light Stage or Resort because they offered back row clearing or targeting protection, and no one plays Meltdown because it protects fusion spells. All of them are run because they are engine starters. The same can be said about stuff like Mystic Mine, Numeron Network. They are two field spells that do everything by themselves. And the reason why blah blah blah, this guy's saying a lot more extra stuff which isn't relevant. Then at the end he goes, I want field spells to go back to examples such as Fusion Gate or Orchestrated Bevel or Layer of Darkness, as they represent what a field spell should be. A field impact that is not standalone and not an engine starter. Do you agree with my take, or do you think it's a bunch of nonsense? So, what do we think, guys?
Yeah, he's got a good point. A
Yeah.
lot of these could be continuous spells.
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't need to keep hitting terraforming.
I mean, yeah. I mean, just think about when like Mermaid was a thing, when Full Equals combo. You were running a hybrid of like, was it Striker, like Trickstars and thingy, and Light Stage was like just the key to it there. Like having terraforming, having 3 Light Stage was ridiculous.
Yeah, because you automatically got 6 like starters.
Exactly. Like it was insane.
I mean, look at Barrage. Maybe Barrage was more fair than some of them field spells.
Oh yeah, because it's not a field. Yeah, no, I can no. As much as Zoo is like it's such an explosive deck, I can agree with you on that.
Yeah, because it was like, when you draw it, you kind of deserve that card because you drew it.
Yeah.
And just the fact that it's a field spell as well. Sorry, that it's a continuous spell as well adds its own set of weaknesses that you haven't got easy ways to search it anymore. It's not just it's also taking up a spell and trap zone instead of the field spell zone, which isn't really doing anything anymore. Yeah, I really agree with what he's saying as well. So I don't agree. The thing is though, while I do agree with what he's saying, I also think I don't see it as 100% a bad thing, and this is the reason. I feel like I feel like 2 out of the 3 fusion spells that he said that he wants to go back to, in my opinion, are actually really bad field spells. One is Babel, and one is Layer of Darkness. I think they're actually both really bad field spells, not in terms of like effectiveness. They're good in terms of effectiveness, but I think if anything, they're more unbalanced than the other ones he described. Orchestrated Babel is one of the most underrated field spells in my.
It is ridiculous.
It's completely busted.
You change a whole mechanic of the deck.
Literally, you've
given it a new mechanic.
Quick plays, and it recurs itself by sending one of the cards in your hand to the graveyard. That card is busted. That has no reason to be a field spell. That card it just shouldn't exist.
People were saying it was going to get banned on Orcus format as well, but I was kind of agreeing with that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but you know what it is? It's like multi-role on its own. Like it's kind of awful, but as long as the decks around it facilitate it.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, but I think for me, it's just that so in my head, a field spell should not raise the power ceiling of a deck that much. A field spell should be an addendum to your strategy. It shouldn't be your whole strategy. And without Babel, Orcus is kind of trash. I don't have any interactions you get, and that's what I don't like about it. I get it's supposed to kind of be like it's your field. on your field, Orcus is insane because obviously they've got the fields, but no. I think that's a terrible card. And Layer of Darkness is similar, so myopic. And the problem with Layer of Darkness again is like when it works too effectively. Your opponent can't do anything because you trigger their cards and you get an effect. That's stupid. And then you get pluses in the end phase, random tokens on your field. But then when it doesn't work, it's completely useless. Again, it's just not balanced well. I think, Fusion Gate, on the other hand, I think is a well-designed field spell. I agree with that. But I think Babel and Layer of Darkness.
Have you seen the whole Fusion Gate chain material thing?
No, I haven't actually. What's that?
You've never... Oh, Sammy, you've seen it, right? So have a look at chain material. It's a trap card to me. So it's a bit slower, but in some FTKs, it's fucking insane.
Just before we move on to field spells, isn't it mad how far we've come from field spells? Like,
oh yeah, they were simply giving attack and defense, and that was it. Like, that's what it used to do.
It went from plus 200 to being Night Beam plus Searcher. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, they were field spells.
Yeah. So have a look at chain material and then read Fusion Gate again.
So anytime you fusion something, so you can read from play, blah blah blah. Fusion materials and fusion material. Okay, and then what am I looking at after this?
Fusion Gate.
Fusion Gate. And then this lets you, I think, do it without by banishing. Ooh.
It's still using a lot of FTKs. A lot of FTKs use that.
Explain to me.
Okay. I'll let Hard do it. Yeah, Hard do it.
So
this part I don't understand.
So you can banish stuff from field, deck, and hand for the trap card, and then And if you go back to Fusion Gate being from field or hand, and you can recycle. I think it's this elemental hero. I think it's Electrum. You'll keep infinitely recycling materials because of the way that it works. And yeah, you can just pull off FTKs with this.
So when this is fusion summoned, you special summon, you shuffle all the banished cards back into
Yeah,
the deck.
even if you literally just go on YouTube right now and just have a quick like.
Yeah. This is not once per turn.
So like Electrum Chain Material FTK.
Yeah, I want to see how they connect, manage the resources.
Yeah,
I like fusion stuff, and especially when they're like free. You know, you can't be
really
using
interesting,
puzzle too
to be
much.
honest. Yeah, yeah.
It's one of those cheesy FTKs, but it's a bit mad when you think about what you can do.
Kind of linked to that. This is, I think, another thing that would make Fluffles really good, and I guess it's similar to what you were saying, Sammy, before about the new deck. If they had some sort of field spell that was like that doubled as a fusion, would be really great for them. Something like that that had a secondary effect that plussed as well. Because part of the problem with Fluffles, even though they gain so much hand advantage, they need it because they need it for all those fusions, which kind of holds
Yeah,
them back
exactly.
a little
Yeah.
I'm guessing half the replays gonna be just Skull Dreads until they fucking find.
bit. It's so interesting.
I'm guessing they're gonna use Mercury or something. Oh no, Temple of the Kings. There you go.
Yeah.
So usually at 3 is kind of brutal, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could just keep fucking
Just keep doing
bringing that out,
Yeah, and then you're always gonna have enough material.
and you're gonna have enough to just FTK. Like
Yeah, that's quite insane.
you could just keep shuffling those back, like extra copies.
So it's funny. I remember when people were saying Skull Dread should be banned, and I remember even saying back then, I don't think Skull Dread was.
Skull Dread should be at 1. That's it.
I don't even think it should be at 1. I think the problem was more that. Well, actually, no, I agree. It should be at 1, but the problem isn't the card. The problem was decks that could just special summon a million times for free.
Yeah.
And
How can you not make it hard once per turn? Like, come on.
At that time, it started with dangers. Dangers were the problem. Before that,
Yeah.
it wasn't common to just randomly splurge out 4 materials.
People just running Danger Dark quads and FTKs, man.
Yeah.
Literally, it's all they were doing. I mean, did you see the Jesse got with the YCS one?
Yeah.
That poor kid. I will never forget that. That poor kid had no idea
that
what
kid
hit him.
doesn't play you. I'm sure he doesn't play you anymore. He
He defo quit after that. I feel so bad for him.
I would also be mad if that was that kid. That was pretty sad, to be honest. But yeah. This is definitely a very degenerate FTK. I'm not surprised at all that something like this exists. But
Yeah.
the combo is quite sticky. I guess the only slight weakness, obviously, would have been the fact that it's a trap. But Mercurial the Destruction means that it doesn't even matter.
Or even Temple of the Kings. Yeah, it's a bit crazy.
Okay, interesting. It's fun to see the Cherry. I haven't seen the Cherry Beast in a very long time. But yeah. Okay, so we're gonna move on to our final topic before we wrap up the podcast for today, guys. So actually, wait, before I move into the final topic, does anyone have anything else they wanted to bring up before I move on?
No.
to the final
No,
topic?
We good.
Okay, so we are potentially moving back into locals. At least in the UK, we might start having locals and stuff again. So, if we were to start having locals, what is one rule that you would implement to change your locals? So, this rule can be a rule to change the game. This rule can be a rule to change how people behave. But one rule you would implement to change the locals. And I'll start off, just to give you guys an idea. So, for me, my new rule would be no one is allowed to play hand traps. No hand traps. If in fact, I'm going to go as far as to say, if it does any sort of negation on a search, it's not even allowed. You just can't negate searches. That's actually my new rule. Yeah, you can play Ash Blossom, you just can't use it to negate a search.
You can use it as a needle fiber target.
Literally.
It's
gonna be my
I don't know.
What about you guys?
I don't know, to be honest.
I think maybe that, but I would love to see just more of like no tier 1 and tier 2 decks. I want to see what Rogue could do in our tournament. I'd love to see that. That'd be fun.
This actually is a shout. If you're in London and you're in the east or in the south, Brotherhood Games best locals in London because of that. They do a non-meta tournament very often, and when they open back up, I'm sure they'll start doing it again. So yeah, Brotherhood Games in London. They are based in, I think their new place is also in the southeast around Greenwich.
Dulwich, right?
Dulwich, maybe it's Dulwich. I don't know.
That's where we went for regional.
Oh, but they have a new one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So where we went for regional isn't where they are. They their actual place is near Greenwich, but then they got a new shop, which is actually quite peak now that I think about Brotherhood Games. They got a new shop and then COVID. That kinda
Yeah.
sucks. Hopefully they didn't go out of business. But Brotherhood Games, if they open back up again, Brotherhood Games, I'm a huge fan of them. But yeah, Sammy, have you got a rule for us? Have you got a rule for us?
I have not, no.
Oh, what about you, Hodge? What about you?
No. I mean, I guess just no meta. Let's see what no meta does for a while. It'll just be interesting.
It'll be nice. It'll be nice to play non-meta. When it's a non-meta tournament, I'm very confident about Dark Lords. If you
Yeah.
take all the good decks out of the format, then yeah, Dark Lords can.
Simeon, no, why don't you just play Cyber Angels, man?
Oh my gosh, I so wish I could play Cyber Angels. Actually, like legit, I love that deck so much. It's so cool. Everything about that deck is awesome. But yeah, now they've even lost Ben 10, so they went from being like below trash tier to being like literally in the ground. Like it's quite peak where Cyber Angels are right now. But it was expected to happen anyway. We can rock with one Ben 10 in Cyber. In Cyber Angels one, it's like your best board is like Izana Pass. Like that's like the best board you can make in that deck.
Jordan I'd be using Ben 10 more.
Literally. Like you would occasionally tribute it twice in Cyber Angels, but usually you weren't even getting to do that. You'd usually summon it once, tribute it once, summon it once, and then tribute it once. That was usually the best you could hope for.
That's sad.
But okay then, we are going to wrap up this week's episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Show, guys. So thank you all for watching. Stay tuned. We are going to have another episode coming out next week, guys. So we'll talk to you all later. Peace.